All right.
I didn't shave today.
All right.
How's my hair? Is my hair's done?
Yes.
You're the guy, you have to tell me, Herbert.
All right. Today is Thursday, September 10, right?
Whoops. That is pointing.
All right.
What?
September 10,
September 10,
2015.
2015. And all my books have September 17th.
Okay.
You know 17th, what it means in Hebrew? Victory. But I got screwed up by 1 year. I didn't know that. When I started out 10 years ago, I know nothing about this stuff. But clocks, by calendars, in the Bible, Revelation, oh, there was so much stuff on there. And anyway, 17th September, and then I found out in the very early periods, 114, that I said, here's the 25th of July. That is when it starts out. It's the 9th Av in Hebrew calendar. But then I said, it is 5776. And then I put in bracket 215. There's a paradox. It's one or the other. It's 1 year different, and I didn't know that. And the difference is that our Gregorian calendar, which it's going from solstice to solstice. That is New Year, solstice, not what they celebrate in New Year in New York. Solstice is the position for the Earth to going around the Sun, or vice versa. You have to check that out. That may not be true either. But solstice is where we count the time.
Is it always the same?
For us, you know why that was different thousands of years ago? Because there was an axis wobble. They denied that in the universities because they want to have the evolution religion. That's what they teach, right? That is not based on science. But when the Earth axis, there was an asteroid 4,300 years ago, put a wobble in the Earth, and it was first recognized by Julius Caesar. The generals came to him and complained, we got 10,000 people to feed, and the food isn't getting there. We need a new calendar. So he was the big emperor, says. He got the old skulls in there and said, what's going on here? We need a new calendar. So that my generals are happy. So he changed his calendar. There was 10 months. December is 10. November. Huh?
Yeah,
What's
okay.
November? October, 8. So he inserted July and August. July is Julius Caesar. August is his stepson Augustus Caesar. He put 62 days in his calendar. Why? What would he do that for? Because the calendar has changed exponentially. There was going on, the flopping, and then it one time around only, most of the time, and then it's a little slower, and that was 62 days in a year. And then in middle age, the Pope. Who's the Pope? Some came down from the mountain and says, Pope, we need to correct the calendar. The Pope didn't know that. At that time, 15th century, he checked it out and said, okay, you're right. So he inserted 14 days. And that became our Gregorian calendar. We haven't changed it yet. We still need to put 5 more days on there, but you know, it doesn't make anything. But what these people in the university teach, it's all fairy tales, most of it. So now we measure time with solstice. And now you can pinpoint a date. The theologians, they're not interested in science. They're not educated in science. So what did they do? 7,000 years is our calendar. And then Daniel said something about weeks. Oh, 1 week is 7 days. And then he said, oh, 1 day must be a year. And then, oh, now we have a 7-year apocalypse. Oh, well, okay. Speculation. But there is a date. where our civilization is going to be gone, all of it. What? We reach the point again of total evil, absolute evil. What do? We change all the food around the world. It's genetically screwed up. And we spliced out the reproduction genes so that Monsanto and the associates cartels make money. So all the farmers have to buy the seeds from them, because the next time harvest, they take the seed. It historically will always reproduce. It doesn't anymore. So you have to buy the seed from one source. When they make the money forever and ever, they think. But they're stupid people, because when you cut something out which is 100%, then it's going to be less. And when it's less, it's no longer 100%, and that means it does no longer reproduce. The gene code is damaged, and you will have a food chain collapsing. When billions of people will starve to death in just another 10 years, and you're going to say, but God is stopping that before. He will not let these guys destroy what He has created for us as a benefit to food, and they're destroying it. And guess what else they do? Then they have nuclear, poison everything with radiation for 100,000 years. They don't care. We want bomb. We want to have the bomb. This guy has a bomb, and now the dictators, stupid dictators, and around the world. North Korea has the bomb. The ISIS have the bomb. These guys have the bomb. And you think these idiots, the crazy guys, are not going to use it? Or you think you're going to be safe in America?
They will use it.
Oh, wake up. Wake up.
North Korea, so many times she threatened to use it.
You know, North Korea gets all their money from America, from the State Department. Don't worry about it.
No.
What they tell you on TV, that's controlled. The bankers, they create money, right? They're printing money, and they pay for everything. So the news is paid for, the newspaper, everything they own. And they tell, you say this, you say that, you say that, and the stupid people eat it up. And they don't know it's all lies. And then the State Department behind that, they pay off the terrorists in Mexico and give them all the weapons to kill all these people there. Wait a minute. Our government with all the guns given to the drug cartel? Come on. And it's whitewashed. You don't hear things about it. It's fun. Oh, we're going to elect this guy, we're going to elect this guy, and all stupid stuff. Well, who are these people? They're put in by the bankers. The bankers put them in and said, that's your president, the next, and the next, and the next. And so they control the Congress and control the president. And we're sitting around here, where do these people come from? How do they get financed? Now, God has appointed a time to end evil. In these universities, we no longer teach science. We teach fairy tales. The next generation hasn't got any ideas. And I go on and see what the kiddie movies have. They're brainwashed the little 2-3 years in kiddie stuff, stupid stuff. Absolutely graphics, you know. Insane people make graphics to make these people, the little kids, more stupid. And when they grow up, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, they take the gun and shoot the teacher. Everywhere. And the police kills people on the street. They don't know anymore what's going on. They're brainwashed into what they're told to do. So, guess what? It's over with. It's over with. Solstice 2015. That is in the Bible. Ancient clocks for 1,000 years and 5 calendars. Fish it out, put it together. If you're scientists and you still be able to think logical a little bit, it's not that difficult. But these people in universities, they can no longer think in logic. They read a headline and that's over with. That's all what the generations coming up now. They read only headlines, and so they couldn't even read 5 minutes of my pulse. It's no longer possible. Because the basis has been erased, they have not been educated.
If you are a sheep, you don't need to get educated. You need one dog.
Sheep have more brains than we have.
You need one dog to direct you.
Yeah.
And the dog taking orders from big guys.
All right.
And then everybody
I'm
happy.
an old man now, 84. I came from behind the Iron Curtain. I know the Russians, how they did it. And I saw Stalin and Hitler and everybody else. But you know what? All the world wars were started by the New York bankers. They have the money and they funded both sides. Where did he get Stalin this money from? He killed 20 million.
20 million.
And then Hitler killed 20, 30 million. Where did he get his money from? What was Hitler? He was he never had a job. He never learned anything. They made him chancellor of all Germany. And then all the Germany is screaming, wonderful, wonderful, he's our God now. And they threw out 2,000 years of history. This is our Savior. And then destroyed the whole Europe. And I was a little kid nearly starved to death. I learned something. And the bankers causing both sides. Right now, ISIS, everybody, millions of people, they want to have their heads chopped off and they're scared to hell. It's instigated by the bankers because they're feeding the ISIS. If they would take the money off, they couldn't buy the big German tanks anymore. And the airplanes and the rockets, everything, they have the latest weapons, billions of dollars they control.
Somebody giving it to them.
And the banker is feeding them here and there, and we're stupid. We see the problems they have in Europe. Millions of people are flooding. Is caused by the bankers. They want confusion to control the world. 6 months, look in the sky. Solstice 2015. God says, it's over with.
Tab, according to you, I want to ask you later on about how many books you wrote and what the title. But right now is so the end of the earth, according to what you predict from reading the Bible and physics and science and everything else, September 17th this year.
Yeah, that's gonna pass.
Is it gonna be? If it didn't happen in 17, is it mean it could happen?
No, it's like God's kingdom on earth. It was promised for thousands of years in the Bible.
Yeah.
And it's coming now. And it's like a baby. A baby is born. But when a baby is born, there's a placenta. The placenta was feeding the baby in the time before. And the apocalypse is nothing but the birth pangs. They're starting out, they get more intense, the periods are getting shorter and shorter, more intense, and then boom, there the baby is coming. You cannot stop. But the placenta is destroyed with fire.
But we're going to have...
And the baby is born for 1,000 years to reign God's kingdom on us. And you know what is different this time? Well, once more we have a camera just died on us, and so we have another splicing. And the last time I just sort of remembered we discussed what will be different in this new civilization which is coming. The Bible is full of ideas and events, but we don't read the Bible anymore, so we don't know. But it is very interesting. One thing which caused all the problems in this civilization is the control of New York bankers who print the money, who created all this evil we have around the world, and there's confusion everywhere, and it will totally collapse. Nuclear wars and starvation, and massive people will die. There's a few, very few will survive. And then God will come with his spaceship, and and he comes with his army and will finish totally this civilization which started in the one for 1,000 years. And there's no will be peace on earth for 1,000 years. And we will teach our children the truth, no more lies. Evolution religion is gone. We will teach what the Bible always has said right from the beginning. There was the creation plan, and it's continued on, and it's going to end in 1,000 years. And then mortals will go someplace else, because this earth is running down energy-wise. The earth, the universe is running down. And when it's down, there comes a point where God has to make a new earth, a new heaven, for us to be transferred to. So that's the story in the Bible. You take it from there. But the new civilization it's very interesting. First of all, there is no more money. The banker's gone. There's no more money. We don't need money. Now, how do you figure that one out? Millions of people, and how do you feed them? Well, it's very simple. You're not going to be factors polluting anymore. You have the ocean full of fish. The rivers are clean again like they used to be. So how's it done? You have smaller communities, families. And usually I would design around city. When in the center it's a huge park, and there all the people can come together and fellowship and have a barbecue and so on. And maybe a little a building there to you play inside and have a meeting. And then around it you have people who have just a hobby. I need a pair of shoes. Well, somebody is just making shoes. It's a shoemaker. And I need a clock. There's somebody's a clockmaker. That used to be like that for thousands of years. Now we do it differently, but it will come back again. So in other words, you don't have to work. There's so much food there. You know why there's plenty of food there? Because the energy is free. Free energy? We have it right now. It was invented 100 years ago. There is Nikola Tesla. He demonstrated to everybody in the open marketplace. He holds a light bulb in his hand and it's lit. It says here, free energy, wireless. We do a lot of wireless stuff now, and I have to tell you. And then there's Hoffman, another German scientist. He split the water in hydrogen. And when Sputnik came along, whoa, we are in big trouble. The Russians are ahead of us. So they got an old German rocketeers out, and it says, build us a rocket fast. Well, I says, we need for hydrogen. You didn't allow it. You only have oil. That won't work. So they use hydrogen. Now we have hydrogen rockets, and that's only used there, but we don't use it in cars. No. No, we're going to use oil. The oil cartel controls the whole world, which is basically the bankers in New York control the oil, and the oil controls everybody, and nobody can do anything about it. And if you do a little bit, like Germany wants to do a little bit this and that, then the banker says we're going to cut you off the money, and we see a few countries have no more money, and they collapse. So therefore, I just wanted to go back again. The Bible has embedded science, lots of science. And I'm a scientist, and I'm interested. The theologians are screwed up. Our scientists in universities who believe in evolution religion, they're brain dead. So what are you going to do? So I fished it out. The true science and the Bible, when there is a date, but the date has to be marked with a solstice. It has to be marked. You cannot measure time. If the axis of the earth would be straight, turning around, we are living on earth. And look at the sun, and the sun is turning, it's liquid. There is no marker. The only way we can measure time is when the earth has a little tilt axis, either fixed or moving. When solstice comes around and points to the sun, that's a year, or whatever cycle that is. And if you have two turns, Well, then we have 2 years, but the years are shorter, and that's measured in the Himmelsscheibe. They found a huge bronze disc in Germany, and there's a half moon or gold stuff in there. And some scientists figured out, said, woo, what I see there, that there are 2 cycles in 1 year, 6 months, 1 year cycles. And then they were told, these scientists were told this, shut up, because we can have our evolution religion, and it was quietened. But it is the proof. There are ancient gold blocks in museums, check it out. I cracked the code. And then discovered recently that even the Hebrew calendar screwed up, which screwed up me too, because I trusted Hebrew calendar. And now found out I cannot trust nobody. I have to go back to square one and see where the mistake is. And I made a mistake by 1 year, thanks to all these lies embedded in all that stuff. And I'm a scientist, so I was misled too. But now I found out. Read my last pearls. There's the corrections. Project that forward. Because how can you be a prophet? Very simple. When you have a cuckoo clock, and you make the cuckoo clock and fix it and wind it up, then I can tell you in 45 minutes the cuckoo will come out. Cuckoo! That doesn't make me a prophet. Foretelling the time? No, because I'm a good clockmaker. And when I see the Bible is a clock, and there is cycles in there, the Jewish cycles, and the cycles, then the cuckoo clock comes out, and now I tell you when the cuckoo comes out. Watch Solstice 2015. That's the end of my story.